subsidy program became effective on November 1st, 2024, approved energy service companies have discounted prices for Ugandans and refugees for the eligible off-grid solar systems. This include home systems providing capacity to charge phones with a minimum of 2 separate switched lights, clean cooking solutions, including biomass stoves, household biogas, liquid petroleum gas package, ethanol cook stoves, electric cooking devices, and solar cookers, and productive use of energy products. The products include solar-powered water pumps, including the component required to power the pumps and the irrigation equipment required to make a best use of the pump such that piping and water storage is actually achieved. Solar-powered refrigerators, including the components required to power refrigerators. Solar-powered grain milling machines, solar water heaters, as well as on-grid appliances that include refrigerators, freezers, and milling machines. UECCC has signed over 100 contingent grant agreements with energy service companies to sell, supply, install eligible products at discounted rates across the entire country. The financial intermediation component has achieved remarkable progress so far, especially in off-grid solar and clean cooking subsidies, where the subsidies go as far as 60%. Public institution electrification. The project is also implementing off-grid electrification interventions in public institutions. This includes schools, health centers, and water sources under the Ministry of Education and Sports, Ministry of Health, and Ministry of Water and Environment, respectively. We have signed implementation agreements with these ministries because when we provide an electric equipment, we don't take responsibility to pay the tariffs. We also don't take responsibility to maintain them. So the ministries take responsibility to budget for the infrastructure that we put in place. Under the Ministry of Water and Environment, 40 water schemes across the country are being implemented and are currently in operation. 4 more are currently being installed. 50 more water schemes are being designed, and we are doing this in collaboration with our sister ministry. We were selected to benefit from electrification. Supply and installation of the solar off-grid systems to these schools is actually ongoing, and we are working with the Ministry of Education. Under the Ministry of Health, 172 health centers have been identified for electrification, and the procurement of electric service companies to do the supply and installation is ongoing. This is specifically for off-grid, and in all these cases, it is actually to meet electric supply in hard-to-reach areas where there are schools and where there are health centers. Institutional clean cooking. Contracts were signed with energy service companies that will enable phase 1 of installation of clean cooking installations in public institutions as follows. Electric pressure cookers, 2 sites have been selected. Installation works are ongoing for pressure cookers and they are being completed in Kabale Referral Hospital and Fort Portal Referral Hospital. These units are in service in those hospitals. Liquid petroleum gas stoves, 5 sites. Biomass stoves, 113 sites. Biogas stoves, 11 sites, and the supply and installation in those areas are going on. Selection of more sites that will form phase 2 is actually ongoing, and we're working with all our partners to make sure that those sites which are more deserving for this are actually identified. Now, going forward, there has been a slow pace of new consumer connections by UEDCL due to local suppliers given tenders to supply connection materials not meeting their side of the have a low local capacity to manufacture connection materials. Going forward, UEDCL was cleared to open up to international suppliers as we build our local capacity to manufacture the connection materials along other industries. We have now, as a ministry, a deliberate effort to encourage the local manufacturers to go into manufacturing the connection materials. We don't need to continuously import connection materials. We are also fast-tracking the completion of the procurement processes for the grid expansion and connection materials, where the World Bank is reviewing the technical bids for the contractors and service providers as part of the procurement process. Whatever we do, we always have to ask for an objection from the World Bank to go forward in the procurement. The ministry is working with the Ministry of Finance and Economic Development to avail funding to compensate project-affected persons. And this is a critical part where unless we get the money, we shall not be able to actually deliver electricity extensions and expansion, because wherever we go,